Most people don't even know that, with my story with my father, being in the drug game as big as it was, I had a conversation with my father one day. But as I was kind of finding my purpose and figuring out what I was supposed to be doing, they talk about, on Power with Ghost, with everything, having that conversation, with his son, Tariq. It's like, teach me the game, Ghost.
Right, teach me the game, Ghost.
Bruh,
Yeah.
way before Power ever came out, I had that conversation with my father. Be the best students that you guys are going to be, but then also, and I'm not just talking about academically, because I already saw some of your faces. You're like, well, I don't get straight A's. Well, neither did I. And like, C's got degrees. That's a real thing. It is. It's okay. You can laugh. It's fine. Because when I tell you like more about my story and stuff like that, you'll be like, oh, I really get it now. I really understand why you said C's get degrees, and he's happy with that. So, not just the whole success portion of it, mind, mental health, that type of thing, but also the aspect of, being a good person, doing the right thing, being as successful as possible, but also keeping you in school, like so you can actually finish what you started. Like that's part of execution. Like I promise you, going through life, you will realize that no one cares about what you started; they only care about what you finish. And I asked my father, "Yo, teach me the game. I want to understand it." And my father was kind of taken back by it, like, "Oh man, my son, he wanna go down this route." And he was like, well, you know what? I can't be a hypocrite because I did it and people told me not to do it. So if you want the information, listen, here's the information. Only thing I can do is, wish you luck. What is a coach to you? Like, what does coaching look like for you? In your mind's eye, when you think about it, and in most cases, you're gonna have a situation where it's one or two things. The reason why you wanted to get into the space of education, coaching, training, whatever, it's always one of two things. One of the two things is something went really well for you, had a really good experience with a coach or an educator or a trainer, or you had a really bad experience with an educator, a coach, or a trainer that made you say, this isn't how things are supposed to be, and I'm gonna do things different. For the next generation, I'm gonna show them how it's done. That makes sense? But it was a surprise to him because I was like, nah, Dad, I don't want to sell drugs. I just want to know the structure. Have any of you experienced a really good situation that made you want to go into the career path that you're on today? By a show of hands, you can raise your hand. Okay, good. That is great because that's the majority of you are in here. Is like, I had a great experience with somebody that made me want to do this. Anybody have a bad experience? Okay, that's almost half. Because you were successful, you were doing it on such a high level, it's got to be some clues that are connected to it that I can just, because success is success, no matter what. I was like, so if I can take that success that you had and the structure, and the principles of it, and if I can apply it in a legal business, I'll never have to look over my shoulder and I'll be able to take care of my family forever. Your integrity got to be intact. Because listen, I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you are persistent, you'll get it, but if you're consistent, you'll keep it. What'd you think?
That's you.
This one?
Yeah.
I think this one might be it.
That's hard.
Go Bills!
Go Bills! Go Bills! He's actually from New York, so that.
Bills Mafia, baby!
Oh, okay, all right.
So in today's class, we got to learn a lot from Professor Jurgen and from Brad Butler. Really appreciate them taking the time to speak to us. Big thing I took away from Brad's presentation was integrity. Integrity is really important to me. Coming up with a dad as a coach, obviously that's a big deal for him with the NCAA, and my mom being a school teacher. Those were big pillars in my life.
Class was awesome today. We had Brad come in. A lot of things resonated with me just right from the get-go. As soon as it went through my ears, it'll stick with me for the rest of my life. The biggest thing that resonated with me probably was if you're persistent, you'll get it, but if you're consistent, you'll keep it. As soon as that hit me, that's gonna change my life forever. It'll teach me to work harder and just stay on that grind and don't give up.
Does that make sense? We've seen many people who have attained a certain thing, gotten to a certain place, but you can't stay there. You can't keep it. It slips through your fingers like water. Why? Because you didn't have a solid foundation in the first place. You was just on borrowed time. So the first thing is integrity. The second thing is loyalty. Are you gonna be actually legitimately loyal to your audience, to your students, to the staff members, to the people that are around you?
Probably Giants or Jets.
What, my favorite team?
Yeah.
I'm actually a Rams fan, LA.
Oh, this is a Rams.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Oh man, I gotta go back and look now. I gotta see who's left over.
San Francisco.
Oh, we're definitely not San Francisco. Listen, y'all been a thorn in our side
Right.
for a long time. Now the last one that we got on there is honesty.
All right, so Brad talked a lot of good things today in class, and I think a lot that stuck in my mind was honesty is the only policy.
Many of us struggle with that. Many people struggle with being honest with yourself, being honest with the people that are around you. And how many of you have actually heard the saying, honesty is the best policy? One more time, honesty is the best policy.
Just throughout my life experiences with people being disloyal, as I've grown, I've kind of learned for myself that I will always be honest, and I think it'll help me in my future career as an athletic trainer, and just knowing that I'm here for the athletes and not for myself.
Right. We've all heard that throughout our lives, right? Does anybody believe that? That honesty is the best policy? Right. I believed it until I realized that it was a lie.
The only gift I can give is to be there for my athletes and really take care of them. And I just really think that was something that, I'll consider and stick with throughout school while I get my master's degree as well. And I just definitely think that's a big part of my personal development as well. So I really enjoyed the lecture today.
Honesty is not the best policy. Honesty is the only policy.